Berkeley and I are here today to tell you all about the books that are coming out in the month of December. I have a small stack, but it is full of some amazing titles, so we should get ready. Let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing today? Today I am joined by a 60-pound lapdog. Say hi to everyone, Burke. Say hi. Hi. Someone needing a little bit extra love today, so he's going to be sitting in on this video so that he can get the attention he deserves. Today's video is going to be about the books that I have on my shelf that are coming out in the month of December. Now, this is not all of the books. I always caveat that I do not get every book that is coming out in the month of December. These are just the ones that I've seen and wanted to get onto my shelf so I could share with you guys. And it's a small stack, but I am really excited about all of these titles. So as I always say, get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads. However you keep track of your TBR, please do that. And if you're so able, please pre-order these books from your local independent bookstore and or have your library pre-order them for you. That really does help support the authors, and you can get them in your hands as soon as possible. So I am going to try to do this with this dog sitting in my lap, so it may be a little bit more clunky than usual. Huh, you big lug. Okay, let's actually get started with a book that came out early. Now, originally, this book was supposed to come out from Pantheon in January of 2020, but I have actually already seen it on the shelf twice in two different bookstores, and I know that it is one of the long list books for the tournament of books that starts in March, and that is Mary Toft or the Rabbit Queen by Dexter Palmer. And let me hold that up there for you guys. This is set around the story of Mary Toft in the middle of the 1700s, so around 1726. Mary Toft is sort of this scientific anomaly. That's probably the wrong word there, but she is a woman who was said to have given birth to dead rabbits. And this is the story of that and really sort of the implications of it and the science and the societal reaction to that. I've already started this book, and it started a little differently than I expected. It's from the point of view of a young boy in the beginning who has started to apprentice himself to the local surgeon in his town. And at the start of the book, a traveling show comes through of medical marvels, and the discussion at the start of the book is whether or not they should go. And that is really, I'm just really probably like 30 pages into it, but I'm really enjoying it. It is an amazing idea, and I know that other people have written about Mary Toft, and I'm really excited to see what Dexter Palmer does with the story. My friend Ann Kingman, who I highly take her recommendations very, very strongly, said that this was an excellent book, so that is super exciting. So that's Mary Toft or the Rabbit Queen by Dexter Palmer, and again, this is out now from Pantheon. Okay, the next book I've actually talked about in a couple of videos, and that is This Is Happiness by Niall Williams. This is coming out from Bloomsbury. Most of the books that I have here in this pile are coming out on December 3rd, so will be out soon. I think I have one that's coming out on December 10th. This is the story of a small Irish parish that has two things that happen. One, the rain stops coming, which this is a little community that has been inundated with rain. And when the rain stops, that is really noticed to be a difference maker. It says here that also what is happening is that the parish priest announces that electricity is coming to town. So that is going to change everything. And then also a gentleman shows up that changes brings with him a past and a history, which you know we all love, all set in a tiny Irish parish on the coast. I think it sounds fantastic. Niall Williams was nominated for the longlisted, I think, for the Booker Prize a few years ago, and this is his new novel. So this is Happiness by Niall Williams, out December 3rd from Bloomsbury. Okay. The next book is Walk the Wild with Me by Rachel Atwood. This is out from Daw Books, and again, we're still on December 3rd. This is a cross between a book that deals with Celtic folklore and also sort of a young boy who is abandoned, has no home, so winds up actually living inside an abbey outside of Nottingham, England. And one day he winds up going down into the crypt where he finds this chalice, which he takes up with him, and it's the goddess of the chalice, the Celtic goddess Elena, goddess of the crossroads, sorcery, and cemeteries. She starts to speak to him, and then he can start to see that the masked dancers at the May Day celebration in the local village are actually the creatures of the woods. The green man known to mortals as Little John and Robin Goodfellow, Herne the huntsman, dryads, trolls, and water spirits. Theirs are the faces he's seen and drawn into his illuminations. So I think that's going to actually be a really fun read. I love those books that take sort of some sort of folklore and bring it into a story, mixing two different sort of times. I love it. So that is Walk the Wild with Me by Rachel Atwood, out from Daw Books. Okay. Next is The Sacrament by Olafsson. This is coming out from Ecco, and this is a story in two parts. The first part is that of a young nun that is sent from the Vatican to a small school in Reykjavik, Iceland, there have been accusations of misconduct, and she has been sent by the Vatican to investigate those accusations. In addition, we have a more modern tale, a 2 decades later tale of a boy who is now haunted by what happened to him at that school. So I think this is going to be a dark read, but I'm really getting into books set in the country of Iceland, and have really just been, I think this is going to be really good. Probably dark, probably maybe not a Christmas Day read, but definitely right up my alley. So this is Olafsson's The Sacrament, out from Ecco Books on December 3rd. Okay, second to last. I told you guys it's a small little stack. This is Africaville by Jeffrey Colvin, and this is coming out from Aminstad. This is the family saga over 3 generations, which all starts with a group of African-American freed slaves that wind up in Nova Scotia in a little town called Africaville, where they settle in the end of the 18th century after being freed from slavery. And then we follow a singular family through multiple generations within this town. So I think that sounds great. I think it's going to teach me something. I did not realize that there was a community in Nova Scotia that something like this had existed. And I think also I love myself a good family saga. Don't you guys? I absolutely do. So that's Africanville by Jeffrey Colvin. Also out on December 3rd from Aminstad Publishing. Okay. Last but not least is a book that's actually, this one's coming out on the 10th, I believe. And that is The Wonderful by Saskia Sarginson, and I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. This is out from Flatiron Books, and that cover is fully gorgeous. Gorgeous. Let's see. It says that it is hard to be an American girl in 1957, especially when your dad's job means you have to move 4,000 miles from home. And if you'd rather play baseball than wear a dress. If you see your mom fraying a little more from anxiety each day, and especially if being 5 minutes older means you have to protect your fragile twin brother. Still, Hetty Delaney loves her family, and she's trying to make the best of her life on the U.S. Air Base in England. After all, her dad's a war hero, her mother's a beauty, and her brother's a brainiac who writes moving stories about space travel. Then one tragic day, the unforeseen occurs, and all 3 are ripped away, leaving Hetty alone with countless questions. What really happened on the airbase? What went on behind military closed doors? What were the secrets that could never be told? And how could any of it have led to her family's destruction? In her search for truth, Hetty turns to a story her brother began months before he died. Deciding to finish what her brother started, Hetty begins to piece together what happened to her family. But whether she's ready for what she'll discover is another matter entirely. That is The Wonderful by Saskia Sarginson, out from Flatiron Books on December 10th. So that is a very small little stack. Normally I would lift them up here for you guys to see. Let's see if I can get that done, even with a dog on my lap. See if he'll let me do it. So there you go. That's a stack. That is a stack of some pretty amazing books coming out over the next month. So I hope you guys are super excited about them, just like I am. So as always, if you are a return subscriber, Berkeley and I say thank you very, very much. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy what you see and you come back for more. As always, I encourage you to shop locally, read globally, and until next time, happy reading. Bye!